I'm always amazed how I can get 100 educated women in a room. I mean, highly educated and intelligent people, yet only a handful of them know the difference between a stock and a bond. So I'm going to clear it up. Here we go. Stock is owning a piece of a company. If you buy stock in a company, which is also known as a share, you are now a shareholder. You own a part of that company. No matter how large or small your piece of pie is, you have a vested interest in that company or fund. So you get to celebrate with the good days and also participate in the bad days. You celebrate the wins and you agonize over the losses. So a bond is basically a loan, but instead of you doing the borrowing from a bank or whatever institution you choose, you're now the lender. You're lending money to the bond issuer. This could be a government entity, the United States Treasury bonds. It could be a municipality, like states, cities, or counties. It could also be a corporation, corporate bonds. Corporations will send bonds to expand their business or fund certain projects. Municipalities might sell bonds to fund a project like a building or a new bridge or improving the roads or something. By selling bonds, they can borrow large amounts of money from you and other people to be able to finance the project. There's basically three types of bonds: government bonds, municipal bonds, and corporate bonds. And they all come with different levels of stability. Government bonds are the least risky. Safest investment of the three because they're backed by the full faith and credit of the US government. Corporate bonds can be a bit riskier, but you get rewarded for taking that risk by getting a higher rate of return. Municipal bonds, the ones offered by states, cities, and local municipalities, can be good because sometimes the interest you get from these are tax advantaged. So again, we have stocks ownership, bonds, lending. Bonds are considered a super boring form of investment, but they're very reliable and steady. That's because when you buy a bond, you know up front exactly what you're going to get in return. You know when you're going to get it in return. You're going to get the full amount of your investment back at a specific date in time, which is called the maturity date. And you know exactly what the interest rate on that money is going to be and how soon you will have it. And that's your interest. There are two ways you can make money from bonds: interest payments and selling the bond. Interest payments are the payment you're going to make, that interest payment that is specified before you buy the bond, and they're going to pay that to you at regular intervals. So this is great for an old person or someone who is semi-retired or just needs extra income. It's almost like a side hustle without you having to work for the hustle. You don't have to hustle for the side money. It comes in at regular intervals in the year. You know when it's coming, so it's a great investment. Second way you can make money with bonds is by selling the bond. So let's say your bond is supposed to come due in a few months. The maturity date on your bond, which is the day it comes due, is a few months from now. But you see that the price for your bond has gone up substantially. You can sell it. You're not locked into your maturity date. You can sell at any time, and if you have a bond ETF, which is a basket of bonds, you can sell that. That trades just like stocks. So you can go in and out of that at any point in the day. You should know that bonds are not risk-free, but they are generally more stable than stocks. And even though they're boring, they're part of a balanced portfolio. So you need to understand them. I personally have a bond fund in my own portfolio as a hedge, which is another word for insurance. So stocks and bonds typically work at an inverse relationship. Think of a seesaw. Sometimes when the stock market's really going great guns, the bond market not so much, and vice versa. So let's say you are in a long-only situation. You own a lot of stocks. They're flying high. You're feeling great. But you don't have anything sort of protecting that if the market turns away from you the other way. So if you were to have some bonds, it's a good bit of insurance. When the market does go the other way, as it always does, the value of those will usually increase in price. So now you have this protection at the bottom. I hope that clears it up a bit. I know it's a complex and dry topic, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a financial gem. Be sure to comment below with any questions or with a topic you'd like to hear about.